Well, hey there, eh?
Hey,
Hey, how are you doing?
keep your puck on the ice.
Yeah. You know, I've been thinking, Pete. I feel like as a true patriotic Canadian that we've really been hiding our ethnicity, and we've been kind of doing this fake voice for everyone, and I don't like it.
I can't carry this facade any longer.
I just feel
refuse.
exactly. I feel like we're pulling the toque over everyone's eyes, and that's it's causing a bit of a kerfluffle.
Oh boy.
So from now on,
No.
I just, I think the right thing to do is to use our actual true God-given voices. So today we're not even going to talk about movies, hey? Today it's all about hockey. And
Donuts.
and donuts and bagged milk.
Chips.
Because, the most important thing about bagged milk is it comes in a bag. And I think that we can all agree that that's just easy. That's just an easier form of milk dispensary,
I refuse to continue this any longer.
Wow. Wow. I even though I don't watch hockey, to put this into hockey terms, I passed you the puck and you were off on the sidelines picking your nose. You didn't even.
Right. I missed the one-timer, as they say.
Go for it. Wow. Okay. Well, welcome, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about that dropping of the ball there by my esteemed soon-to-be
Dropping
former
of
colleague.
the puck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But welcome to the show.
Mm.
And, come on in, take your toque off.
Mm-hmm.
It's winter time. It's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Star Wars comes out in like a week.
Yeah, that's not cold. That's awesome.
No, that's hot.
Mm-hmm.
So hot.
Sizzling.
So is all of our social media.
Which you should, if you're listening to this and you haven't, click the like button, subscribe button, follow us. Actually click it if you haven't.
Yeah. And all of that
links
stuff's
are below.
Down below.
Yeah.
Patreon. You've got 8 days left.
Right.
7 days left. From the time of release, you have 7 days left. You have until December 22nd to sign up for Patreon if you want to win a one of two wicked awesome prizes.
Worth over 20 a piece.
Yeah,
$20.
Chips, chocolate, wine.
Yeah, wine.
Like Lind chocolate, like dark sea salt Lind chocolate, like not even, and milk chocolate for those of you like me who think that I don't mind dark chocolate. I think sea salt chocolate is weird.
You'll come. I was in that camp, and there will come a day you will appreciate it. It's not yet that day, but it will come.
All right.
Yeah.
So anyways, all of those links are posted down in the show notes, as well as all of the links to the previous episodes in this mini-series that we are doing. Man, we're 8 episodes in. This is our 8th episode of this mini-series, which is crazy.
It is crazy because it feels like we just started it. And now it's like December.
And episode 9 is a week away.
Yeah.
And maybe we'll discuss this in the bonus show, but I sent you a clip this morning, sort of a new final trailer, which is kind of got a spoiler in it.
I would say, yeah.
But it's still it's a spoiler that part of me, I don't know, when I saw it, I was kind of I kind of wish I hadn't seen that. But the other half of me was like, oh my goodness, you just took my excitement from a 9 and you bumped it up to a 12.
Right.
And it's just true Star Wars fashion. So anyways, in case you haven't picked up on this, we're doing all of the Skywalker saga episodic films in order of release, which means that this week we are on our final film before the Rise of Skywalker, The Last Jedi.
Yes.
We were supposed to have a guest. We had some technical difficulties. which stood in the way. But Zach, we are going to have you on a future episode for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah, we apologize, Zach.
Yeah. So, hi. What do you think about Star Wars: The Last Jedi?
You're talking to me, sir?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Was that like a John Lennon thing? That sounded like John Lennon.
I mean, it kind of sounds like it.
About the Beatles?
To be honest, it was just like a rando accent, so I didn't put too much thought into it.
I'm pretty sure that's how John Lennon came up with it as well.
So yeah, what I think about this movie?
Yeah.
There are scenes and visuals and themes that I appreciate in it, and some of these things I even enjoy in this chapter. I feel, though, overall, that this movie is just way too diluted with a lot of weak content, a very unnecessary side plot story to find someone on a casino planet, unnecessary conflict between Poe and Lauren Dern, and essentially, I guess, I feel this chapter doesn't further the story at a ratio that's appropriate to its massively long runtime.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a Star Wars movie, but it's definitely not the strongest in my opinion.
But that's your opening argument.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. And I mean, these thoughts, I think I want to point out these thoughts are thoughts that I have really only finally formally come up with during this viewing. Like, this is maybe my fourth or fifth time seeing it. And I don't know, all of the times I've kind of had the same response as I did the first time I saw it. So the first time I went to go see it in the theater, I walked out of the theater with 3 other friends.
Cool.
And they said, me being sort of the Star Wars guy, they looked at me and they said, "So, what do you like? what do you think?
What do you think?"
And my response was, for the first time ever during after having just seen a Star Wars film, my response was, I don't know.
Ooh.
I don't know. I just kind of need to think. I need to process. Like I don't know. And then probably less than a week later, I went to go see it a second time.
Oh wow!
Like 2 or 3 days later, I saw it again.
And is the reason you saw it again like because you weren't sure and you needed is that? Or did I have nothing to do with it?
I mean, I think it helped, but I
Sure.
wouldn't say exclusively that's what it was. It was more of when you have Star Wars is a thing that I have introduced a lot of people to. My sister, certain friends of mine, my girlfriend.
Nice.
And then on top of that, there are just like close friends who are also into Star Wars. So what happens is when you have that many people who want to see Star Wars with you,
right.
it turns into several viewings.
Fair enough.
Which I'm sure will happen you and I are going to go see it.
Right.
But that may not work out for my sister's schedule. So then my sister and I will go see, so I'll see it at least twice this holiday season would be my guess. So I viewed it a second time in the theater, and I don't know that my opinion was any more decisive. Like I knew everything that was coming, so I could watch it more. I could analyze it better while I was watching it instead of having this like first time experience kind of thing. And I still didn't know, and I still watching it this time. I still don't fully know. there are some things in this movie that are incredible. I would say Haldo's, Laura Dern's character, Haldo's jump to light speed through the fleet,
right?
Where the audio goes kind of space quiet, and you have this that I'm going to state my ground or stand my ground. That is the best shot from any Star Wars film. That shot is breathtaking, and it's incredible. I think I don't know.
It is.
Listening to you and then going online and looking, I'm well aware of what the criticisms are.
Sure.
And I'm well aware, and I'm well aware of what my criticisms have been. And a lot of those criticisms have been the same. My criticisms and other people's criticisms seem to be, we all kind of agree, hey, what the hell. I think I've gone back on some of them. I think my criticisms are a little bit different than others, and I wonder if some of my criticisms that I've held for a long time were a result of me hopping on the internet and seeing what other people were bitching about, and then going, oh yeah, you're totally right. That's awful.
Right.
I tried to wipe all of that clean going into this viewing. And I think the response or the results of that were that I ended up with some different findings. I still think it's probably my least favorite Star Wars film.
Which I mean, but I would rank it a lot higher. One of those movies has to take the hit.
But I think now I would probably rate it higher than I ever used to.
That's fair.
Right? Like before I would probably give it like a 3 or a 4.
Wow.
Like I genuinely I was like, this is awful. This is a weird departure from and now I would probably give it like a I don't know, a 6.8 or maybe even a 7.
So it's
and I mean
that's fair.
So let's talk about the things that people don't like.
Sure.
Right. So you give me something about this film that you don't like, and I'll tell you whether I'll tell you where I stand. I'll tell you if that's still one of my grievances, or if that's never been a grievance, or if that's a grievance that I had and now I'm okay with it, and why.
Sure. So I guess just specifically the entire, and I'm just going to classify it as a side story of Finn and Rose going off to find the code breaker, and Moss being too busy to do it, and the fact that they need to have a code breaker. And specifically I remember when I watched this movie in 2017, and even when I watched it the other night, specifically when Finn and Rose are on those, I'm just going to call them horse-like creatures on that casino planet.
Yeah. And
they're running around the horse track and then run through all the buildings and are escaping on horseback. I remember just asking myself, like, what am I watching right now? Like, I guess just that's a microcosm of that whole side story. And I wonder, did we really need this side story? And could they have just not rewrote the story that Finn and Rose break onto the Star Destroyer themselves and just get captured that way? Nothing from that side story seemed to have any relevance to me.
Okay. Yeah. So I used to hate Canto Bight.
Sure.
The whole casino planet stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And there are parts of it that are still strange. Like the little drunk alien that's putting coins into BB-8.
Right.
But I don't know. I actually don't mind it. Like, to me, it was just it was a part of the galaxy that we'd never seen before. It was new, interesting, fresh, And they could have just broken onto the Star Destroyer and have gotten caught that way. But sure. I mean, you could say that for any plot point.
Potentially.
Throughout the Star Wars saga, right? Like you could, I don't know. It's, the whole thing was, well, they can't just break on because they don't have, like, they know they don't have the tools necessary. They don't have the ability to get on. They need someone who can get them past the sensors and get them through the shield and then get them ultimately through the door.
But my counter argument would be fair, but let's work it in that Maz isn't busy and she shows up and does that, and we don't even need this side story at all.
Yeah, but my issue with that is, as it is, I think Maz in this film was such a shoehorned in cameo. Like, she was, that whole scene is there just, I don't know, maybe, like, I don't know why. Right. First of all, why is she answering the phone? She's in the middle of a firefight.
Yeah, I don't get that. Let it go to voicemail. Like, come on.
Like, it just didn't seem... And then...
That seemed forced. You're right. Yeah.
Yeah, and then watching that scene, I'm thinking, we've never seen Maz interact with any of the characters who she's having a conversation with right now. So who is it that she knows? Right. Does she know...
That's true, actually.
Does she know... Like, yeah. I guess Finn is there.
Oh, Finn. That's true. Finn's the carryover. Yeah, that's right.
But they're not... I would maybe call them as, like, acquaintances at most.
At most.
Right? Like, it's possible to conceive that, there's some sort of, like, Poe knows who she is and they've got some kind of history. Sure. Like, I have no idea, right?
Maybe.
But I don't know. And don't get me wrong. Like, I would have, as awful as storytelling as this would be, I would change my tune entirely if they had phoned her just briefly again, like this bullshit. Sure. Where did this come from? Phone call scene. Sure. And she's in the middle of a firefight, and she's like, or she phones them, and she's in the middle of a firefight, and she's like, "Hey guys, I hope I didn't catch you at an awkward time." Bang, 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 bang. I just wanted to phone you and tell you how I actually ended up with Luke's lightsaber. Bang, 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 bang. I'd be like, okay, yes, please tell me that.
Yeah, and that, enough said. That's a fair point.
Because now that's the only dialogue that I'm interested in from Maz Kanata.
From her, yeah, absolutely. Everything else has just been bantha fodder.
No, I don't know. That didn't bother me. I think also people have a big issue with Rose.
Apparently, I didn't realize that was a thing.
Yeah, for me, Rose is she's not my favorite character, but I also don't, like, for me, she's just a whatever character. Like, it doesn't, I don't think she's amazing, but I'm not bothered by her either. Like, I just see her as, I just see her as another character. I don't like Finn.
No, really.
Really, and I think it's because, and I didn't like him in The Force Awakens either. Like, I just don't like him as a character.
Okay.
I think that his character is used as a comedy device. The majority of the time.
Yeah, a lot of slapstick stuff kind of kind of occurs at his expense a lot. That's true.
Right. It's and even just the lines. Like, okay, so my big issue with The Last Jedi is the dialogue.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't have an issue with people get bent out of shape and they say, Luke's portrayal in this film isn't consistent with the character of Luke. I will argue against that. People say, they shouldn't have killed Snoke. And you know what? At the time, I felt the same. But now that I know that the Emperor's here, and maybe there was a much bigger picture, and we didn't have all of the details, and it's now it's kind of different. People say, "Oh, well, they shouldn't have made Rey's parents nobodies." Well, I still don't think that they have.
We don't know for sure. Yeah.
And actually, there's a couple of lines in this movie that once again made me think, okay, no, her parents are definitely somebody, because it's just talked about way too much, right? Ren says, like, you'll join me, I've seen who your parents are. And it's like, okay, well, but if they're just nobody, if her parents are just actually nobody, why does everybody care so much? Why, like within the Star Wars universe, there's such an emphasis put on who is she, where does she come from? Yeah. You know, the scene
they're just
where
beating
Rey,
that dead horse. Yeah,
the scene where Rey's below the island, and it's this weird kind of scene that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I think that's one of the scenes where I'm like, okay, what is going on here? And, you know, she's about to see, like, the silhouettes of her parents are behind this, like, icy glass thing. And then the fog clears, and we're going to see her parents, but it turns out just to be a reflection of Rey. And, again, it's like, okay, but if they were nobody, just show us two randos.
Yeah.
Why? Right. What is this big suspense thing? What is this secretiveness if it turns out that her parents are, in fact, nobody?
Right.
So I still don't think she's nobody. Someone on our Facebook, I can't remember who it was.
Oh, I think it was Scott Middleton.
Was it? Okay. He presented a theory which I think has become my new truth.
It was interesting.
So Scott basically presented the notion, what if Rey was trained as a Sith?
Right.
And has lost her memory.
Yeah.
And that explains a lot.
Yeah.
It explains her, you know, because it kind of makes sense that if you were this trained Sith and you'd just forgotten that you were a trained Sith,
right,
you would be confusingly good with a lightsaber.
Right.
You would be confusingly strong with the Force.
Sure.
It would explain the fact that Rey goes from, I don't know what I things about the Force, to literally, it's not even like she accidentally makes something nudge. She full-on Jedi mind tricks a stormtrooper.
Right.
That's her first display of Force powers. It's her saying, you know, you will open you'll release me and you'll leave the cell door open.
Right. Yeah. It's like the Bourne Identity theory.
It makes so much sense. And I don't know. It's so good. I think that's such a good and honestly,
that's pretty cool.
Still doesn't preclude her from being somebody.
Oh, for sure.
Right? She could still be Rey Kenobi, who has turned, whatever, which again would be in line with something that Sidious would do, as like like let's keep in mind that Sidious's motives in the film that's coming aren't just simply, ooh, I'm the bad guy, ooh, I'm whatever. He's like the hatred that he must have for the Skywalkers at this point. They ruined everything. Luke turned Vader.
Sure. Yeah. Caused
the Emperor to lose his empire.
Yep.
Right? Like it's so I can't tell, like every day that passes my excitement is like resounding. But so that's the theory now. My theory is I'm stealing his theory. My theory is that that Rey was maybe a Sith that was trained as a Sith and is maybe somehow lost. And now whether she was I don't think she would have been Snoke's apprentice, but potentially an apprentice of Darth Sidious, and something happened.
Yeah, it's hard to know. But it is an interesting theory.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, but the dialogue in this movie, I think there's so much dialogue that's just too on the nose.
Okay.
Like too
a lot of there's the times where even I don't know if this is what you're referring to, but even when there's some foreshadowing that Luke is like, oh, what do you want me to do? Bring my laser sword and go on a battlefield, and like essentially that is what he does. And there's just a few times like this where statements are made kind of sarcastically, and then that's exactly what ends up happening in the movie. Is that, or what do you kind of mean?
I just mean like things that are supposed to be either exposition and or jokes that just seem so like, Star Wars has always had humor in it, but it's always kind of been its own brand of humor, with the exception of Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, but lines like, lines that people wouldn't actually say have been introduced into the new movies, in comedic ways, lines that are funny, but they're not genuine. So things like when Luke's asking Rey, "Who are you? Who are you?" And she says, I'm just a girl from nowhere. And he says, "Nobody's from nowhere." And she says, "I'm from Jakku." And he goes, "Okay, that is pretty much nowhere." Like, that's a funny line.
Sure.
But that it just felt weird. It's just a weird line. It doesn't, to me, didn't feel like something anyone in the Star Wars universe would actually say.
I would extend that, not even just dialogue, but just even actions and decisions and kind of I've got a couple other examples. Like, it's almost a little too slapstick and a little too humorous and a little too on the nose. Like, Luke literally like chucking the lightsaber behind his shoulder. Like, I feel like it was just, in reality, like if two human beings were interacting, he would literally just hand it back and saying, "Sorry, I am no longer a Jedi," or "The Jedi should not exist anymore." And like just certain things that were done for absolutely just comedic audience
shock value type,
audience. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would have, in real life, that would have been a conversation. There would have been some actual dialogue there.
Yes.
There would have been
or even, and like when Poe is trolling General Hux, and
which is hilarious. Like when that
completely funny
when the movie
completely
opened. Funny. And that was the first shot that we got in the. I'm sitting there in the theater, and I'm like, "Man, this is hilarious!" Like the theater was in stitches. But then that scene ended, and I thought to myself,
"It makes no sense."
That didn't feel like a Star Wars thing. That didn't feel like that was a little too, And
it makes no sense, because General Hux literally just finished his breath saying, "Destroy everything," and then one little Soul X-wing goes in front of the Star Destroyer. And they grant it the time to say, "Oh, let's communicate with it." Like, why? Like, they would just be shooting that thing out of the sky so fast.
Yeah, well, and yeah, absolutely. But Poe does a similar thing at the beginning of The Force Awakens, right? When he's captured by Kylo Ren, and he goes, and it just like the music stops, and it's just the two of them from a profile shot, and he goes, "So who talks? Who talks first? You talk first. I talk first."
Yeah,
and then Kylo says something, and again, it's really funny. And then Kylo says something like, "Where's the droid?" So and Poe's response is, "I'm having a really hard time understanding you with this like apparatus thing," right? And it's hilarious, but it just doesn't feel like it fits.
Right.
This weird. The one thing in this film that you cannot defend is the scene where Luke milks this like gross, and then just like
pours half of it on his beard.
And like it'd be one thing. I don't have a problem with Luke milking these creatures, and that this is where he's getting his. But just the composition of this shot and the fact that he slops it back like some hillbilly. And then looks at Rey and kind of does this like, ooh, like the same face you make when a redneck drinks some moonshine and kind of goes, "Oh yeah, that'll put the lead in your pencil." Like this like really, what the hell just happened? Kind of, like. And but then they followed up by an amazing shot. Like the next shot is Luke pole vaulting over this thing and like fishing, and you're like, okay, this is cool. Like I see that this is like he's figured out life on this island. But I don't know, man. There's some very weird stuff.
And the carbon copying of the original trilogy continues. I mean, the second film of this trilogy opens up with like an evacuation of the rebels from their base, and the protagonists coming and attacking them and trying to blockade them, and there's a few hints of some carryover from the original trilogy. Maybe I'm looking for it.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean, I do see that similarity, but to me, you know, to me, I enjoyed the fact that I think to myself, this is a demonstration of how tiresome, how old this whole battle has become. That it's always just and Del Toro's character says this to Finn at one point after he's betrayed them. Right. He says to them, you know, he says, you know, Finn's like, oh, you know, they're gonna kill all our people, and Del Toro says, they'll blow you up today, you'll blow them up tomorrow, you know. Life goes on, type of thing. Yeah. And that's just it. Is that, you know, it's constantly just the we're chasing you, you're chasing us, and I like that, because that's, to me, you know, that's Star Wars. The fact that's post Order 66, post Battle of Yavin, Star Wars is that you have this just constant cat and mouse thing between these two sides, and the galaxy, because of it, the galaxy can't actually prosper. It can't actually grow and move forward and do anything, because it's this constant like dark oppression and you know,
the light meeting the dark, or the dark meeting the light.
Yeah, which for thousands of years, for 1,000 years, we didn't have, because the Sith were oppressed and the Republic grew and it flourished and it was this, you know, but that's just not the case. It's been, I don't know, it's been like 40 years since Order 66. No. 65 years?
Probably 60.
60 years since Order 66, 60. Right?
Yeah.
And yeah, and stuff still just sucks. Like,
yeah.
You know, which I think it'll be interesting to see just how much is Sidious involved. Like how, like what kind of strings has he been pulling?
Yeah, so. No. My curiosity is on high alert here. Yeah. Can I tell you something? I'm going to tell you a couple things I did like about this movie. Is that okay? Can we? Oh yeah. I'll defend it. And so this is one of my top scenes of the movie, and for some reason, even one of my top scenes of the entire Skywalker saga. And this is just a subjective thing, like it's just a me thing. I'm not saying it's should be viewed the same for everyone who's watching it, but the throne room scene with Snoke's throne room, I absolutely love it. Okay.
Oh yeah.
I just love it visually, from like the contrasting, you know, the vibrant red backdrop and the dark gray floor in the entrance. I love it from an action point of view, like the slow motion shot sequences, Snoke's guards like in action. There's no cuts, there's no shaky cam, like it's a great action scene. Obviously the soundtrack John Williams has added again.
Yeah. Some of the choreography is a little like there's videos you can watch where there are royal guards that are falling that haven't been hit. Like it's kind of like if you slow it down and you really analyze what's happening, but in the chaos of it all, no, it's just absolute. Sure. It is fight scene pornography for sure.
Not even just that, but from a story perspective, because for the record, this is only the second time I've seen this movie, just because I don't really particularly enjoy it. But from when I watched it this weekend, the original time I'm watching it, myself and probably others are thinking and wondering, what are Kylo Ren's motivations here? Like, is he just power grasping to kill Snoke, or has he turned? Is he wanting to pair up with Rey? And it's this fundamental wondering of why is he doing this, and just also seeing the abilities of both Kylo and Rey working in tandem.
Oh,
I think just all these like things, these fixtures working together. I absolutely love this scene, and
I think this scene gives us one of the best acting moments from any of the Star Wars movies. In Daisy in Daisy Ridley.
Oh,
so
okay.
After the fight is over,
sure,
and Rey says, "Come on, there's still time. We can save the fleet."
Yeah.
Under the assumption Ben's on my side now.
Right. Yeah.
And Ben is not on her side. He has seen, maybe he was for a brief moment. Maybe that was his motivation.
Maybe a glimpse.
But then, the prospect of my boss is now gone. I can be the boss. I can rule things. I am the new supreme leader. And he expresses that to Rey. He says, join me.
Yeah.
The Empire, the First Order, the Republic, the Rebellion, the Resistance, let it all die.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And stand with me, and we will, we'll rule the galaxy our way. We'll make things the way we want it. And Rey looks at it. It's this beautiful shot where it cuts to Rey with like not crying but teary eyes. And she just says, "Ben, please don't do this."
Yeah.
And that line, that one line just expresses, it's just so well delivered. This, please don't do this, Ben.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, don't go down this, to quote Padme, don't go down a road which I cannot follow.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a great
don't
scene.
lose yourself here. Please. No, that was good. The biggest uproar in the theater, the biggest positive uproar in the theater for this film.
Okay. All right.
Clapping, like huge, massive applause. Luke's about to burn down the tree.
Sure.
And the camera pans to the left, and you see from behind, you see the figure of some very recognizable ears.
That's right.
The fact that Yoda showed up was so unexpected, so wonderful. And the fact that, not that I have any issue with CGI Yoda. I don't have any issue with CGI Yoda.
No.
But the fact that this scene featured puppet Yoda felt consistent with the Yoda that Luke has interacted with.
Right, that's true.
The Yoda that he knows. The scene would have felt really jarring, I think, if Yoda had been CGI.
It could have.
I think it would have felt weird.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. But
that scene
Yoda
is magic. Oh.
And
magic.
And they even give Yoda I don't know how I feel about the Luke says, "But Master Yoda, the ancient Jedi texts." And Yoda says, "Read them, did you? Page turners, they were not."
Yeah.
Again, hilarious.
Yeah.
I just don't know if that's that's a joke that we've never, have we ever seen Yoda crack a joke like that before? Not really. We've seen him play the crazy, crazy Dagobah creature to kind of test Luke. But we've never seen him just full on crack a joke.
No.
And so that felt strange. But everything else, like him hitting Luke with the cane, and saying, "Oh, Skywalker, I've missed you," and it was so heartwarming. It was so wonderful.
It was. Yeah. It ignited the theater. Yeah.
And wonderful that Luke in his old age is still learning. True.
Yeah.
Right? And I can't remember exactly what the line is. But Luke says, "So it is time for the Jedi to end." And Yoda says, "Time it is." And then pauses and says something to the effect of, "Time it is for you to stop, being an idiot, essentially, is he
Right.
says it in more of a Yoda way.
Yep.
But basically, like, no, it's not time for the Jedi. The Jedi are all that's good.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
The
yeah.
Jedi are the Jedi will go on as long as the Sith are there. The Jedi will go on. He basically, snuffs out this idea of, of the Jedi being something that needs to end. And in a very Yoda way, it just says, no, like it must, we lost Ben, but we mustn't lose Rey. And,
Right.
and, I was just so, and ultimately this is the scene that changes Luke's mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
This
and
is the
causes
turning
him
point.
to go and,
Mm-hmm.
so that scene was beautifully done.
Yeah. I loved all the, especially the earlier ones, but all of the Kylo Ren, Rey Force interacting
Those are
scenes.
so cool.
So cool.
Those are really
from
good
a
scenes.
Star Wars perspective, it's cool, and just from a filmmaking perspective, it's cool. Like just the cuts they used, and that they drop all the sound except for the voices
Yep.
to isolate them. Like I love everything about them.
Yeah.
So well done.
And those scenes were shrouded in so much mystery, because even Rey or even Kylo says, "You can't be doing this. The effort would kill you. Like,
Right.
why is this happening?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not connecting
Yeah.
to you. You're not connecting to me. What is happening? What is causing us
Right.
to,
And then we find out that Snoke was connecting their
Yeah.
antennas, so to speak. Yeah.
What do you think about the fact that Luke is dead, or that they killed Luke?
I guess so. You're asking me like how I feel emotionally.
Sure. Emotionally, from a story standpoint, from a filmmaking standpoint, was it the right thing to do?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I guess from a story perspective, I think they are trying to move on from like Han, Luke, Leia, the original characters. So I guess at some point they had to transition, and maybe this is the most natural way to transition.
But I mean, he's
kind of
back.
have him-
He's back in the new one.
Yeah, is a Force Ghost or is
We don't know. We haven't seen
we don't
any. None of the
Yeah.
posters or anything
okay.
have shown an image of him.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there was something majestic about his sacrifice, or his helping the group at the end at their final stand. I guess, yeah. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I wasn't emotionally distraught. I wasn't saying this was the right thing to do. I'm just kind of I was okay with where it was. I'm
Okay.
okay with it.
I think I'm the same. Yeah. I
Yeah.
was. It caught me off guard. It surprised me when he
That-
died.
That is true. Yeah.
But I wasn't. I don't think that was part of what had me confused coming out of the theater.
I think I was more surprised and more shocked with the Han Solo death than the Luke death.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. No, for sure.
Just because I guess once Han Solo was killed, then we realized, okay, these guys aren't untouchable anymore.
Right.
And unlike in the original trilogy, I think anything can happen.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I can see that. I stand by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Not to try and jump back and forth. One thing I have to say, if we're doing this episode, I just have to say a flaw that I find is just the unnecessary and infuriating battle of wills between Poe and Laura Dern, and how unnecessary it was. A little communication could have gone a long way. Could have prevented a mutiny, and just a lot of unnecessary screen angst between them.
So I disagree 100%, and I disagree with, like, this is something that people talk about often.
Very much so.
Just what a stupid character she is. Why wouldn't she tell him the plan?
Sure.
But so you're in that camp, eh? You said she should have just said, "Hey, look, this is the plan. This is what we're gonna do."
For sure. Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I disagree.
I mean, so why would you disagree?
I think you tell pretty much everyone except Poe at this point because, well, I mean, the film starts out and Poe disobeys an order, destroying half a dozen ships.
Yep.
If not more, probably a dozen ships, killing several of their comrades. Like a bunch of people have died.
Fair.
And as a result of like what is essentially a war crime, disobeying an order and causing the death of dozens,
right,
and all the ships and everything else, Leia demotes him. Leia slaps him across the face. Leia.
Her last order was that.
Yeah, that you are no longer hold rank.
Sure.
Because you are impulsive, because you can't listen.
You don't follow the chain of command.
And because you being a part of the decision-making process is dangerous.
Yeah.
And that is, so when Haldo, who is instantly thrust into an almost impossible situation.
Sure.
Hey, you're in charge now. We're pretty much screwed. What do we do? Makes a decision, which turns out to be the right decision. That it's the same decision that Leia would have made. We're going to dispatch the transports to this base, and respects not only the wishes of Leia in not telling Poe, but just does what, I can't say as I would do any different. Like I would, she's feeling like, okay, the consensus is we can't trust this guy, right? He's a trigger happy fly boy.
Yeah.
So he's going to somehow, if I tell him this plan, he will somehow cause it to not he'll somehow interfere with it happening. And B, she probably just doesn't everyone just doesn't really want anything to do. Anyone who's anybody sees what Poe did as reckless and dangerous and despicable.
Right. Sure.
Right? Sure, they achieved their goal, but at what cost? Right? So no, I get it. I get her not telling him. I think not telling him makes sense.
I'm gonna actually agree and disagree with you. You've convinced me that was the right tactical move if these people were real, and so I will acknowledge that. Where I think it's a flaw is that the movie spent so much screen time on it for such an unnecessary thing, because I couldn't as real as Poe's worry was that, hey, we got to do something or else we're going to be screwed, and as much as her saying, I'm not telling Poe a dang thing because he'll ruin it, as a film viewer, I wasn't emotionally invested, especially when I found out that there really was no there was a plan the whole time and it was just Poe didn't know it. That's the argument I will hold to, but I will acknowledge you're right. She probably did the right thing.
Okay.
What I will say though is
please do.
So two further things then that I have a problem with. One, then the whole scene where Leia and Dern are talking about how much of a rambunctious rebel jackass Poe is, and then they just finish off with, but I love him though. I love him so much. And I also I'm bothered, like in a galaxy where the CGI or the computers and the AI have such ability and independence and autonomy, how the heck could you not just get a droid to do what Laura Dern did? Like, why do you need a human being to stay on the ship to finish off the job when she basically sacrifices herself? That, I guess I just don't understand.
Yeah,
there's probably like 6 dozen droids that could have done what she did.
But were there? I mean, the only droid that we see on that ship at any point is 3PO.
So long, 3PO. It's good knowing you.
I don't know. You would have been more angry as a fan had they done that.
So I guess this is where it is. As a human being in that circumstance, I'm totally throwing the droid on the ship. As a fan, probably they did the right thing because I value C-3PO over her.
Right.
Right. Yeah, fair.
Totally. Yeah. No, I agree. But it's, ultimately like she sacrifices herself, right? And
Right.
Leia makes a comment about her saying she was more concerned with protecting the light than being seen as a hero.
Fair. Yeah. Yep.
Right. And I think that, again, that just talks about she was more concerned with making this plan work than she was about, publicizing, hey, this is the great plan that I have and this is what we're doing. And
right. Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's fair. There's something commendable about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else? There was a bunch of things. Luke's whole scene where they like that, the whole fight actually on that salt planet thing with the red, that was really cool.
That was very cool. Yeah.
Visually stunning.
Another throwback to Empire where the protagonists send walkers to the rebel base, but I'll let that go because it was cool.
Kind of a weird plot point when like Finn's gonna kill himself. And just seemed really not necessary.
Yeah, not particularly. And yeah, I don't really think, that whole segment I'm just not really a fan of.
Like I didn't really understand what was going on there, but yeah.
So like essentially, he wanted to blow up that battering ram, I guess. And
but again,
would that have really destroyed it?
No, and I don't think so. And again, it just seemed like there were other ways to do that. Like Maybe. It didn't feel like your classic martyr scene. It felt more like a suicide. Like it felt more just like...
Unfortunately, because I don't think it actually would have accomplished what he wanted to accomplish.
And his dialogue just seemed very... I don't know. Surely you have trivia.
I do, and stop calling me Shirley.
Wow. I've never seen that movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's Airplane, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, Leslie Nielsen's incredible.
Fair. Yeah, okay, I'm glad we're on the same page.
I've never seen it. I knew my first exposure to him, there was a cartoon that I never watched called Katie and Orby.
Yes.
And he narrated the show.
I didn't realize that till I was much older than when I watched it.
Yeah. I never really, it wasn't a show, it wasn't one of the shows I would watch. But
I did,
saw bits and pieces and I mean, it's an iconic voice.
All right. So I've got a few little brain rattlers here for you. The first, in this installment, who was responsible for the tagline, "I have a bad feeling about this"?
So this is fun. And 90%, I feel like 90% of the people who you ask wouldn't be able to answer this.
Right. Yeah.
This is a deeper Star Wars knowledge kind of thing.
Sure.
I have a bad feeling about this. Is actually the very first line of this film.
Right.
And it's spoken by BB-8.
Yep.
As they are flying to, as Poe is flying to do his whole "I'll hold" sequence.
Right. Yeah.
And BB-8 makes a couple of whistles, and Poe says, "Positive thoughts, BB-8," and Leia says, "For the record, I'm with the droid on this one."
Yeah. So good job. You got 1 out of 1. The second one, and I'm always struggling because I want to make them interesting to the common viewer, but I'm also trying to find something that might stump you. So I'm trying to, walk that line. How many characters have we seen use the turrets in the Millennium Falcon?
Ooh, okay. Wow. Okay, so Luke and Han.
Correct. So those are 2 of the first ones. In A New Hope.
Yeah. Woody Harrelson's character in Solo uses them.
Yep.
Finn uses them.
Yep.
In Force Awakens.
Mm-hmm.
We never see Lando use one? I don't think. No. I think that's it. I think 1, 2, 3, 4.
So it's 4 in the Skywalker saga, 5 if you include Woody Harrelson.
Okay, so who am I missing from the Skywalker saga?
So Rey used them in this movie.
Oh, she totally does. Yeah, okay.
Finn, and then you were right, Finn in The Force Awakens, and then Han.
Luke and Han.
Luke. And then the 5th, Woody Harrelson in a Solo story.
Luke and Han in A New Hope.
Yep. So yeah, I'll give you 80% of a point for that. 4/5.
That's weird, but all right.
Okay, true or false? This is the first live action movie. Actually, no, I'm not going to ask that. One's a little too. This is a true or false still. Nicolas Cage turned down the role that eventually went to the DJ or the code breaker, Benicio del Toro.
Sorry, that's a true or false?
Yes, yeah. Did Nick Cage turn down that role?
False.
Correct. But do you know who did? Joaquin Phoenix.
Really?
Yeah, according to my sources, Joaquin Phoenix turned that role down. What?
That would have been interesting.
I'm trying to picture it. I think he'd have the right grit for it. I think he could pull it off.
He's a very appealing, like the portrayal of this character with the stutter that he has. I really like the character.
Yeah. And I think this will be the last question. It's a true or false question again. This is the first live action movie the first live action in the Skywalker saga trilogy. So in the 8 movies that we've seen, this being the 8th, is it true or false that this is the first one to not close out with a Skywalker family in a closing shot?
Ooh. So A New Hope closes with them in the throne room.
Mm-hmm.
Empire closes with Luke's arm over Leia, looking out over Lando leaving with the Falcon.
Yep.
Return of the Jedi ends with them around the fire on Endor.
Mm-hmm.
Phantom Menace ends with them at Qui-Gon Jinn's funeral.
No, actually, they're at the Naboo celebration.
Oh, right.
But same difference.
It's still
them.
Little Anakin with the new haircut.
And the rat tail.
Attack of the Clones ends with Anakin and Padme's wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge of the Sith ends with...
And sorry, can I actually, just since you mentioned the wedding, why does Obi-Wan in Revenge of the Sith ask if Anakin's the father to Padme's children, like if he knows that they were courting and got married?
He didn't.
But he knows they were courting.
He knew that Anakin liked Padme. He doesn't know that they're married.
I guess. But if you're aware that they're courting, anyway, yeah. But yeah,
right.
Sorry.
Had anyone found out, Anakin would have been expelled from the Jedi Order.
Okay, fair. But yeah, Attack of the Clones ends in their wedding.
Yeah. Revenge of the Sith ends with Luke being held by Owen and Beru.
Mm-hmm.
Force Awakens ends with a shot of Leia.
Or is it Luke in Rey?
Oh, right.
On the island?
It's so stupid. Of course it is. That's like it was the biggest cliffhanger. So yes, this is the first time it ends. It ends on that kid, right?
Yep.
The Force sensitive kid.
So yeah.
Who, by the way, all you conspirators, that kid's not anybody. That's
that kid is so nobody.
Yeah,
No.
The whole point of that shot is the Force will live on.
Yes, absolutely. Like, that kid is so nobody, it's not even funny. Yeah. Yeah, you did pretty well. So I'm going to say you got two correct. You walked through the one about all of them ending, and you got 80% on the turret one. So I don't even know how to do that math. I'll give you 3.8 out of 4. So that's pretty good.
Okay, sweet.
Good job.
What'd you watch this week? Well, actually, no. To hell with that.
We need to rate this bad boy.
What did you... Yeah, so I'm going to say...
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to give it a 7, which is high for a movie, but it's low compared to my other Star Wars.
Fair. Yeah, I get you. I hear you. I gave it a 5.5 out of 10.
Okay.
And again, like, I think you're in the same camp. It's a Star Wars movie, so I will watch it again. And there has to be...
And again.
Oh, yeah, and there has to be a worse Star Wars movie. Like, there just has to be one that draws the short straw.
Yep.
I think this is it for me, but...
It draws a pretty short straw, but it's still a straw.
Sure.
It still sucks.
Yeah, it still has a seat at that table.
Oh, come on. I made a... Whatever.
Sorry.
What'd you watch this week?
So, I watched My Favorite Martian.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you say how you felt,
Sure.
let me reiterate the fact that I said I probably had rose-colored glasses. It's a childhood nostalgic film for me.
Sure.
Okay, go.
Okay. I gave it a 0 out of 10.
Wow.
No, actually, I'm totally just trolling you. I just wanted to get your hopes down. Believe it or not, and I went into this movie like with the awareness of like, okay, this is a bit of a, like a juvenile kind of silly movie. I gave it a 7.2 out of 10.
Wow.
I really enjoyed it. Now, I don't know if that's the power of like a movie set in the 1990s, or the power of Christopher Lloyd, or the power of Jeff Daniels. Like, there was a lot to like in this movie. And I mean, I think you have to go in with the right mindset. So it is what it is. Like, it's just a fun, silly movie. But for what it was, yeah, like I enjoyed spending the time that I watched it, and like I enjoyed it. It's a fun movie, and I think it boils down to like those two main actors are fantastic.
I'm so pleasantly thrilled with this answer.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, this is a recommendation that held up, and if like 2 or 3 years from now, I would watch this again. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. What else did you watch?
I didn't watch a whole lot. I was having a conversation with someone before we started recording. Just the life of just busyness around, whether it be you're in school and there's exams, or work and, holiday season. My life right now, sometimes like I will just watch like snippets of movies that are on TV, and I'll just watch like a half hour of movie and then go to bed. So I watched like half hour of The Holiday and half hour of Gone with the Wind this past week, and it reminded me how cool those movies are.
You are a monster.
For very different reasons. They're cool movies.
I could never half hour. Okay, whatever. You're a monster, but continue.
It's hard, especially with Gone with the Wind. It's like 7 hours long, so it's, to actually sit down and watch the whole thing would be an undertaking. And The Holiday, I think I need to sit down and watch from cover to cover, though. So
okay.
So what did you watch?
Which of those are you recommending? Or am I recommendation free because you didn't?
Oh, dude, I totally forgot my recommendation to you that I actually did watch a different movie this week.
Oh.
So it's a movie from 1991. So like you recommended a 90s movie to me, I want you to watch a 90s movie to you. It's just kind of a silly, I think it's even a cult classic. I don't know, maybe not. Some online internet personalities that I know were live tweeting about it, so I was like, hey, maybe I should check it out. I want you to watch City Slickers.
Okay. I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it has Billy Crystal. Have you heard of him?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it has him. Just watch it. It's, watch it with the same lens that I watched My Favorite Martian. Like, it's not, and it's not an amazing movie. It's just kind of fun and silly and set in the 90s.
Okay.
There's like one theme in it that you can glean, but you might not be interested in it. You might. We'll see.
All right.
I want you to pay attention for 2 actors in that movie, and if you can pick which 2 actors it is that I want you to pick out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So City Slickers.
All right.
What'd you watch?
So yeah, this week I watched The Shining, as recommended by you.
Right. What you think?
I kind of don't want to say anything. I kind of want to review it in an episode. Like
really?
I feel like it deserves an episode.
Yeah, that's fair.
So yeah, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say that's not gonna. I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
I'm excited because one, you want to delve into it more, and B, that you enjoyed it. So that's cool.
Yeah, it was. I liked it.
Can you, without, like, I know you don't want to get into it too much, can you give a guess which scene I found the most uncomfortable? And it's like a needle in a haystack, so I get it if you don't.
Yeah, it's correctly. Tough. I mean, there's so many disturbing scenes.
For sure.
My guess is that and I think this is probably a wrong guess, but this is a total stab in the dark too.
Sure.
My guess is the shower scene.
With the one where he's coming with an axe on the door.
Yeah.
No, not that.
Okay.
It's a different shower scene with the woman, and yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's
know the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. Yeah.
Yeah. What else did you watch?
I watched, and the movie I'm recommending to you.
This is like one of the favorite times of my week because I always get to try something new.
And because I'm not a insensitive jerk, I'm going to recommend a Christmas movie to you because it's the Christmas season.
I haven't started watching Christmas movies yet. When it happens.
Well, it's about to happen.
All right, here we go.
I'm recommending a movie to you called Merry Friggin' Christmas.
Huh.
Yeah. It's one of Robin Williams' last films. It's not a big, I think it was maybe a direct-to-TV. I don't think it was ever in the theaters. But yeah, Merry Friggin' Christmas, about sort of an estranged father-son relationship that needs to suck it up and get along with each other over Christmas.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that's my recommendation.
Nice. Did you watch anything else this week?
No.
Fair enough.
No, cool. It was, I wrote exams this week, so.
Yeah.
Watching those three films, watching Shining, Merry Friggin' Christmas, and The Last Jedi.
For sure. Yeah.
Ate up
kind of choose up
all
your time.
Of my life. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I've got a shout out in mind. Okay. Do you have anyone you want to shout out? No,
man. Go for it.
Let's give Scott Middleton a shout out because we kind of did a impromptu one in the middle of the episode, but that was a legit theory you dropped on us, and thanks for listening.
You're the man, Scott.
Yeah.
You are the man.
I'm not sure what that even means.
It means
with that tone and that inflection. And
Scott knows what it means. He knows. You know, right, Scott?
Yeah, he knows what's up.
Okay. Bye.
All right. Bye.